One question that we rarely, if ever, seem to ask ourselves is, what is now? Life is always happening right now. Wherever you are, or however you feel, whoever you're with, whatever you're thinking, however old you are, however sick or healthy you are, there's one common factor in all of those apparently different states, and that is now. Right now is always happening. So in the humdrum of daily life, we tend to miss that fact, and we tend not to ask questions like, what is this thing that we call now? You know, it's clear that now exists. We can say that with absolute certainty. It's the only thing that we can't be confused about, the only thing we can say for certain, because we can't deny the fact that something seems to be occurring right now. There seems to be a moment in time, a little pinpoint that we call now. And an interesting question to ask is, what is its nature? What is the nature of right now? What is the felt sensation of now actually made of? Does it have a shape? Does it have a size? Does it have a colour? A centre? And the more that you inquire in this way, you can start to recognize something interesting about it, and that is that it's not actually possible to say what this moment is. The more we look, the more we come up empty-handed. Now, or this moment right here, the more you ask yourself what it is, it becomes clear that its nature is completely ungraspable. In a way, it's completely beyond thinking about, and it's completely beyond labeling with descriptions like we're so used to doing. We're so used to looking at our life and labeling everything that we see. Like, right now I'm looking at a tree or a plant pot or grass, the sky. I can look at things and I can label them with a concept. But if I turn my attention towards the point in time that I call now, the felt sensation of nowness, I find that I can't actually say what it is. And the only thing that I can really say about it is that it exists. That's all I can really say. I can't find a shape, a size, a colour. I can't find an outer limit to it. And this is quite amazing because, at least for me, I've found that this investigation into right now, it opened up a different possibility for for the way we can live our lives, because rather than be in the conventional modes that we normally find ourselves in, which is like a world of thought-based knowing that says, I'm Matthew, I'm this and that, and I like this and I don't like that, and I want life to be this way, not that way. And I think I know what the world is, and basically just assuming that I generally have an idea of what's going on here, rather than living like that. The possibility opens up to living without the need to know, living without describing everything, including myself. The possibility opens up to drop the baggage of the self-narrative that brings with it all the worries and the stress and self-concern. So we can open up the possibility to live from this not knowing state, from this understanding that we actually don't know what this is, don't know what the moment is, and we don't need to know. We don't need to constantly have to find answers, and we can just allow ourselves to free fall into the effortless mystery that is this moment, that is the now, that's always happening, and we always have. So essentially what I mean is that we, through this investigation into the moment itself, we can open up the ability to rest the thinking process, the thinking mind. And when we learn to rest in that way, in not knowing, then we're just completely open, completely available. We're open to everything. We're not living from preference, and we can drop our template, if you want to put it that way. You can drop your template for life, and when you drop the template, things no longer need to be a certain way. You no longer prefer some feelings over others, some thoughts over others. We're not judging everything because we know that we don't know. We know that the preferences and the judgments are purely based on concepts and a self-image. And because we don't know what life is, then we also know that we don't know how it ought to be. So it can kind of then, at least for me, exploring in this way, life can take on the feeling of a kind of it's more like a holiday. It's more like just being here is the point. Just there's no agenda, no mission. The point is just to be there, and you're just happy to exist. So it's really quite amazing to explore in this way, and it's really simple and very much overlooked in our culture. Yeah, it's very useful because when you don't know who or what you are, nothing that arises in life can grate against you, because there's nothing here for it to grate against, if that makes any sense. If I'm nobody, then if I've discovered myself to be a nothingness or an unexplainableness, then I relate to life from that place, and what arises in life from that point isn't happening to somebody, to an identity. It's just happening to this open space of being, or aware nothingness. And that might sound a little bit out there, but I'd encourage anyone listening to this to explore the same questions. In the moment that you don't know what you are, in that moment there's no longer anything to achieve, some mission to be on, a role to fulfill, somebody to be. There's nothing to lose and there's nothing to gain, because how could nothingness lose or gain anything? In that moment when you don't know who or what you are, all that's left is the joy of being alive.